This is Project Springfield. Project Springfield was purchased by our client as a residential property. Our client actually wanted to use this site for both his business and for an investment. Now, unfortunately, with it being residential, the RM of Springfield originally denied his ability to convert this into the ability to build on it and to use it for his place of business. And so RT Holdings Group was contracted to A, strategize, and B, to identify if there was in fact a possibility to use this site for his development and for his business. And the possibility was there. RT, within less than a few days, was actually canvassing neighbors and having discussions on what type of opposition we'd have if we converted this land into a development. And we also immediately began to meet with the RM of Springfield, and we got a bunch of information. We consulted with neighbors, with the RM. We were able to really identify whether or not this was feasible for an investment. And we did in fact identify that it could be feasible for a development project. We'd have to rezone it to what's considered light industrial. And our client, what we're planning on doing is actually having commercial strip malls throughout the property and then a storage facility back here for the scaffolding business, which is a part of a larger business. So there would be essentially around the perimeter of this lot would be commercial buildings, all paved, and then a storage facility at the back here for the scaffolding. Now, of course, the RM of Springfield is in the middle of a situation where they're redoing their whole development plans. And so unfortunately, nobody is actually able to proceed with a rezoning project at the moment. But our client had already been wanting to use this site for their business, their scaffolding business. And our client had already moved some stuff on site. And now, because of this being a residential property, this was technically unpermitted. And the RM of Springfield was going to likely let them know that they would have to cease from their operations on site. And so we strategized. We actually obtained what's considered a conditional use, which means that we made an application to permit the business operations to happen on this residential site through, again, a conditional use. And we were able to do that in less than 60 days, allowing our client to prepare the site and get ready to then operate the business here, which allowed him to actually use this site, instead of it sitting, for a part of their overarching business, which in this case is the scaffolding division, and to be able to use this site for both public and private business operations, which meant that now this site was able to pay for itself, was sort of seeing a return on investment because it was able to be used for storage while we undergo our rezoning application with the RM of Springfield. And so again, this is where creativity comes into play, because we are obviously going to be successful in our rezoning application, but currently, like many others in the RM of Springfield, are not able to proceed with that development, which in essence meant that our client would not be able to use this site for anything other than simply having it sit here. But of course, through our exploration and through our discussions and through being a collaborative partner in these types of projects, we were able to meet with the RM of Springfield and come up with a plan and sought approval. We had hearings. We had zero opposition from any neighbors because of our ability to consult with them and have conversations with them. And so again, within less than 60 days, we had a approved conditional use, and effectively overnight, our client was then able to move business operations. And as you can see behind us, all of this has started to take place, and some of the development aspects are starting to happen as well. And so that is our ability to move very quick, to be solution-oriented and take something that really was not feasible and found the ability to make it work in the interim until a development plan was in place.